You might be struggling to stick to raw food because too much emphasis is placed on food alone. You might search for fancy recipes, trendy supplements, or expensive powders. Did those things actually help you to sustain this lifestyle longer than a few weeks? After almost 5 years of adjusting my approach consistently, I realized something that most people rarely think about. Raw vegan falls apart because your daily habits aren't built to support it. And the strange part, remove just one of the core habits, and the whole system starts to collapsing quietly. This is why you might feel confused. But what is the exact routine that can make raw vegan feel sustainable for you? Put a pin on that, because those aren't five separate tips. They work simultaneously. You might have developed one or two of them and expect this lifestyle feel stable enough. It does work this way because consistency is usually built underneath the surface. By the way, I put all five pillars from today's video into a free PDF you can download below, so you can actually apply them instead of just remembering. The first pillar is pure water, and it was one of the biggest perspective shifts for me personally. Just think about it. We can survive weeks without food, but only days without water. Why wasn't the second one prioritized for me all the time? Does it start to make sense what I'm hinting at? Buying a distiller was one of the most valuable investments I've ever made after buying suspicious bottled water for many years. The switch served two purposes: having a source of high quality water at home. The next one was removing inorganic minerals from water so I can get those minerals from food where they naturally packed for efficient assimilation. In addition, it's not about drinking water all alone. It's also a part of my dishes while making smoothies or soups. So, on the weekly time frame, we can mark 3 days for distillation. If going to the grocery shop every 2 days causes you to feel discomfort, I suggest you look at it from another lens. For many years, such approach seemed convenient to me, but it taught me nothing beyond impulsivity. The question was how to eliminate the decision fatigue and how to set myself free from going back and forth to the grocery shop. The turning point was to do it once a week, but strategically. I put a range of food on my list, what I need the most, purchase them, take a taxi, and all the chaos is boiled down to 2 hours, which I normally spend on it. Beginners usually underestimate the third pillar completely, which is planning. If you ask me, Jenya, do you structure every meal in detail? The answer is no, I don't do it. After a while on raw vegan, I naturally understand the rhythm behind my meals intuitively, but that intuition came after learning how to structure my meals properly, not before it. So, if you catch yourself making poor decisions that lead to nothing but regret, consider a simple meal planning once a week right after the grocery shopping. That combo allows you to make a realistic meal schedule. Cravings have no chance. Well, one of the most overlooked part in raw veganism I came across ever is sprouting. I resisted it at first because it looked unnecessarily complicated. Different jars, different seeds, rising schedule. It seems like a nightmare. The initial thought, no, 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 I'm not playing this game. But it's not a secret for you that most valuable habits look inconvenient before you set them on autopilot. Now, sprouting is an integrated part of my day, so I don't even think about it. Morning, evening, the same as brushing teeth, and it's done. Once sprouts became an essential part of my routine, really, I noticed a huge difference in my overall state. On top of that, I stopped relying on supplements anymore. I don't take them at all. The last one, food preparation itself. Surprisingly, if we take a look at everything we discussed above, we can see a clear split between repetitive and strategic pillars on our list. Here is how it looks over the weekly time frame. But what about the fifth one? Actually, it's up to you to decide which category it belongs to. In one case scenario, you can prep several meals and store them for 2 3 days, or go with the flow. The second option actually fits my schedule 90% of the time. I'm not a huge fan of spending dozens of hours in the kitchen. Therefore, my diet is full of fruits and simple meals that don't drain so much effort from me. To make it a part of your daily rhythm, you have to grasp what your raw diet actually is about. Analyzing my transition now, it was full of uncertainty. I thought the key was some magic equipment I didn't have yet, or exotic superfoods that were barely available. I complicated this lifestyle far beyond necessary, and the formula was simpler than I thought. And generally, it's about three simple steps, which are: understand the raw diet you eat, optimize it for your preferences, and build a routine system to maintain it. And I wish you success in that. If you want all 5 pillars from today's video organized in one place with questions I prepared for you, download the free PDF below.